that's a strong denial. I'll be the coach of Kentucky for a long time. I believe John Calipari. I believe this would be a nightmare scenario for Calipari to go from a college coach to the front office of the Knicks. Why? That sounds bizarre and crazy. I don't think Calipari has any interest in this. Would he perhaps go to the NBA for $10 million a year to coach some team? Maybe. But to leave Kentucky and that system and thing he set up to go run a franchise that is ruining a lot of guys with bigger reputations than him, no dice.
I don't think it's very easy for a college coach to coach in the NBA, because in college you're used to mentoring guys, developing them. They listen to what you want to do. And then we're a coach in the NBA, we started with Rick Pitino. It just doesn't work. Guys don't want to listen to you. It's a players-driven league, so that doesn't work. I do think it can be a success when he's the president. He has a lot of credibility. He can win over a room. That is exactly what the Knicks need right now. He's also very comfortable with recruiting. He also dealt with a lot of scholarships, numbers. So maybe that is a position that would fit him. Do we have that picture of him? There's a picture of him over here. He looks very New York in that pinstriped suit, so I think it just fits.
He was in New York. Now, it was the New Jersey Nets, but I covered the team when he was there for the New York Times, and it was disastrous. And all that college shtick, because he's a great college coach. But all that, you know, that works with young kids, and it worked with a few young guys in the NBA. But the veterans were like, they got to get him out of here. So, look, I hear what you're saying as far as would Kyle want to redeem himself. He was in that market and failed. I'm sure that bothers him that he failed at the NBA level. Maybe we'll want to change it. But I think from a Knicks standpoint, go with a more traditional hire. Get a real GM or president. Don't go with the celebrity hire to win the back page, Phil Jackson, Isaiah Thomas. Go with somebody that's been grinding, and I think that'll be better for the franchise.
I think Whitlock's right. He has unfinished business in the NBA, for sure. I do want to say, though, some college coaches have had success. Brad Stevens in Boston, he's already a top 5 coach.
He's got a young team, though.
But is Kentucky right now a better job than president of the New York Knicks? He runs the university, essentially. That basketball team has free reign. He gets any recruit he wants. I would say Kentucky is a better job right now than the Knicks. The mess that they have to clean up, that's like a 3 or 4 year job. Right now, I mean, you got 2 young guys. Melo's on his way out. You got a lot of bad contracts. I don't think Calipari could handle that.
Whoever rebuilds the Knicks is going to get mad praise. Like Pat Riley. Yes. He didn't even get them to a championship, but he just made them competitive and relevant again, and everybody still remembers that era. I think the right person can do that. Because I like Ntilikina.
You can't even say his name, but
the rookie draft pick from France. And Porzingis, obviously, now he should stay. So I think they have some pieces to work with.
And think about this. They can add the pieces. Just bring in everyone who used to coach at Kentucky, right?
We've been hearing this for 17 years, since they booted Patrick Ewing. Whoever rebuilds the Knicks is going to be a genius. They've barely been to the playoffs in the last 2 decades.
If I'm the Knicks, if I were trying to make some big splash hire, and tampering probably wouldn't even allow what I'm suggesting, but there is a coach out there that I would say, you know what, he could be the next Pat Riley, and that would be Greg Popovich. If Popovich ever gets tired of coaching, that would be a guy, I would give him a shot to be the president of my team. And again, it takes someone, Pat Riley, to me, cut from a lot of the same cloth as Greg Popovich. And if I'm Popovich, again, Dolan and they'll cut a huge check and give him a 3 or 4 year run as the president of a team. I would make that kind of...
Pop's going to go to New York?
And listen to James Dolan. James Dolan's the big problem.
Nobody leave the Spurs to go to New York.
Yeah.
It's Mount Everest.
Well, no,
it's another challenge.
Popovich is a cultured guy, talks about wine and restaurants all the time. He will love New York. The problem is Dolan. You could argue he is the worst owner in professional sports right now.
You know what, though?
You can seriously make that argument.
And I'm not one to defend James Dolan, but I will say this. He is an owner that he lets his people do what they want to do. He let Phil Jackson have free reign.
He gave him all the rope to hang himself. That's what he did.
But, I mean, that's what you want from an owner. Yeah. If he's willing to spend money and let you do your job, that's what you want. I will give him that.
Yeah, I keep hearing this title with worst owner. The worst owner is the guy that doesn't want to spend money.
Thank you.
When you spend money, it's hard, you know.
We should bring Charles Oakley back in here and ask him what he thinks.
Well, they ain't spending money on Charles Oakley.